everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something really fascinating, and we're going to do it by looking at a place you might not expect, a children's story. We're going to see how its super creative approach can teach all of us a powerful lesson about the language of scent. So let's just jump right in with a question that I'm sure you've been there. You smell something, maybe it's amazing, maybe it's awful, and when you try to explain it to someone, the words just aren't there. Smell is kind of our forgotten sense when it comes to having the right vocabulary. But why is that? Well, think about it. We have this huge, rich vocabulary for everything we see and hear. We can talk about colors, shapes, different tones, melodies. But when it comes to our noses, our language just kind of falls flat. Yeah, we usually just default to these really simple descriptions. Oh, this flower smells good. Ugh, that trash smells bad. It doesn't really capture the experience at all, does it? But what if there was a simple, creative way to describe it better? Well, the source we're looking at today has a surprisingly effective trick for doing just that. And that solution comes from this incredibly creative YouTube story called The Magical Nose Garden Adventure. Now, yeah, it's made for kids, but its method for teaching the language of smell is honestly a masterclass in communication that literally anyone can learn from. It's like a blueprint for explaining the unexplainable. So right off the bat, the story does something genius. It frames smells not just as, things you sense, but as entire narratives. It's saying every smell has a story. This is the key to the whole thing. It invites you into an experience. So let's break down exactly how it pulls this off. The secret is in what I'm calling the scent story formula. It's the simple, repeatable structure that takes an abstract smell and makes it totally concrete, memorable, and really easy to get. And as we'll see, this technique works for a lot more than just scents. Okay, let's start with a classic. A word that's notoriously hard to pin down, musty. So the story gives us a simple definition to start with, an old and slightly wet smell. That's a decent starting point for sure. But the how, that's where the brilliance is. The real magic is in the next step. So here it is, the full formula in action. First, it sets the scene with a story moment. Then, it gives you the deeper meaning, something old, damp, and forgotten. And then, I love this part, it links it to a physical body reaction. Your nose crinkles like a tiny accordion. Finally, you get the knockout punch, this unforgettable image, like a sweater that slept in an attic for 100 years. All of a sudden, musty isn't just a word anymore. It's a complete sensory story. See what's happening here? The formula works by linking that abstract word to a meaning, a physical feeling, and a really vivid image. It transforms this vague idea into a whole sensory package that just blows a simple dictionary definition out of the water. All right, let's take a little tour and see how this amazing formula gets applied to a whole range of different smells. This really shows off how versatile it is. Okay, now this is where the formula really shows its power. Furry and puppyish. They're super close, right? But look at the images they use. Furry is a warm teddy bear that just played outside. You get that hint of warmth and earthiness, but puppyish? That sunshine mixed with giggles. Come on. That perfectly captures that unique, sweet, new little puppy smell. The images make all the difference. And we see the exact same thing here. Salty and sweaty are related, but the story gives them totally different personalities. Salty is poetic and beautiful, ocean spray kissing your face. Sweaty, on the other hand, is hilarious and a little bit gross. A gym bag shouting, "I need a wash." The story and the image, they're everything. And how about this one for the word funky? Like a trumpet playing inside your nose. How perfect is that? It captures the loudness, the surprise, and that slightly jarring feeling of a funky smell, all in one hilarious image. It's not just a scent, it's an event. For tangy, the story gets even more creative and uses a sound to describe a smell. Zing! You can almost feel that sharp electric sensation in your nose just from hearing the word, can't you? It connects the smell directly to this feeling of energy and excitement. Okay, this one might be my favorite. This is the description for cheesy. Like pizza having a party. It's just wonderful. It's not just the smell of cheese, it's that joyful, slightly chaotic, rich experience of a pizza party.
It instantly makes you smile, and you know exactly what kind of cheesy smell they're talking about.
And it just keeps going. The formula works for everything. Look at these. Pungent is a smell with superpowers. Stale air isn't just old, it's tired and needs to stretch. How great is that? Each smell is given its own unique character.
So, let's bring this all home. What's the big takeaway from this charming little story? How can we become scent explorers ourselves?
And here's the real kicker. This isn't just about smells. This formula, this idea of connecting an abstract idea to a story, a feeling, and a memorable image is a powerful tool for explaining any complex topic. It really is a blueprint for turning confusion into clarity.
The story ends by empowering its audience, and that's exactly what this knowledge does for us too. Armed with this formula, we're not stuck with just good or bad anymore. We can actually describe the world around us with so much more creativity and precision, and honestly more fun. And that's the perfect place to leave it. So here's a little challenge. The next time a scent catches your attention, don't just try to name it. Ask yourself, what's its story? What does it feel like? What picture does it paint in your mind? You might just be surprised by how much richer the world becomes.